Hello there, thanks for coming by the blog site of postercentral.com. I'm Pete Howard, and here's a 1939 Louis Armstrong concert poster. Louis in the 30s. I'm just so thrilled. This is so cool. We'll do a top to bottom scan for you here. There's the venue information, printed information. That's a new word I invented. Printed in red ink. And then the tour blank part is, of course, the orange and black on down. And there you have, boy, look at the big letters Armstrong is in. Just big letters. They knew who they were selling by this point, no doubt about it. But yeah, look at that venue info. The Pier at Celeron Park. Now, Celeron Park Pier was in western New York on Lake Chautauqua, south of Buffalo. It was an amusement park. I've shown you a couple posters before from Celeron Park Pier. They all came in the same group. So it was, you know, it's just a great place to have seen big band music back there and everybody jitterbugging and all that stuff. And it's really, of course, as I said, a tour blank, so I have seen this exact poster from other cities, but I love the way this is in red. It really makes it stand out. It really makes it look nice. And of course, I love the fact that it's 1939 and you know, Louis in the 30s, what more can you say? What a formative time for him. And I don't think I've seen a poster of Louis in the 20s. Of course, we've seen the 40s. Don't think I've seen one from the late 20s. Maybe handbills, but certainly not a standard 14 by 22 inch window card like this, you know. You can flex it like a saw. So to get Louis in the 1930s is really, you know, if you love that old jazz like that, that's really fun. It's just great stuff. And I love the way, obviously, photographs were getting very prevalent back then, but I love the way they had a proclivity in the 30s toward using artistic renditions instead of photographs. And look at that one of Louis' face. Look at his eyes. I think that's a really effective rendition of his eyes. It looks like he just got beady eyes right on you, at least in person. I don't know if it translates to the video camera, but I hope so. So that's really a fun aspect of it. And also interesting is the fact that it mentions his record label. There's the Decca Records. And even by 1939, this was Louis' third major record label. It followed OK Records and then Columbia Records. So as far as which label was given on, you know, on the actual 78s and the records that he released. So, and then there's another interesting feature about these. As I move this around a little bit, we can see that it says Joe Glaser's name. See, Joe Glaser presents. Glaser, I should give that the right pronunciation. And then it says at the bottom of the poster, there he is again, Management Joe Glaser. Now, Joe became Louis' manager in 35, 4 years before this, and he would end up working all together with Louis for 35 years. So very important, and Glaser's name appears on other important concert posters also of the era, including Miss Billie Holiday. So he's a major name, but it's interesting to see his name appear twice on this poster. So now, so this concert happened at the Pier on June 17th, 1939, and I hope Louis said something from the stage, because the day before, band leader extraordinaire Chick Webb had passed away. And of course, Ella Fitzgerald was Chick Webb's lead singer, and I've got other Ella Fitzgerald and Chick Webb video blogs, and some that are done, another one coming up, but always got to mention Chick when the opportunity arises, and the fact that this was the very next day, you just know that Louis said something from the stage. I wonder if he even did a song and dedicated to Chick. It's hard to say. Interestingly, too, on June 17th, 1939, on this very day, not the day before, this very day, a new recording that Armstrong did of his classic West End blues entered the Billboard charts. He decided to record it some years later. This version of West End Blues that entered on this day had Red Allen on trumpet and J.C. Higginbotham on trombone. And it was a remake of his classic from 11 years earlier, 1928. That original version of West End Blues was so important that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame called it one of 500 records that helped shape rock and roll. And it was by Armstrong in the 20s. So it's neat to know that his remake, 11 years later, hit the charts on this very day because it's such an important Louis record. So there you have it. What can you say? A 1930s original window card for the master. I mean, Ken Burns has called Armstrong the greatest musician America has ever produced, of any genre. And you're talking, of course, about Hank Williams, Bob Dylan, and everyone else. So we all know Louis' importance, and it's just great to see a nice early poster on him. You know, one thing I hear from people who call me about posters and things is they'll say, well, this poster must be real because you can see the ink on the back of it from the other poster or whatever, the shadow printing or whatever. And I wanted to point out, this is what they're talking about, and it's really strong in the case of this poster. This was laid on top of the previous one, and the black ink came off on the back of this one, so of course it's backwards. But look at that strong reverse image on the back of this window card from the stack of posters that are initially laid in. Of course, no orange ink, just the black ink. But I have to tell these people that that does not by any means signify an original versus a dupe or repro or a bootleg, because those things are printed the same way too. They're printed and run into stacks. And so quite often the forgeries have the same shadow on the back. So, but this is an especially strong shadow on the back, so I wanted to show you. So there we have it, the master, right, of all musical genres, the American king, Louis Armstrong. Here it just says the trumpet king of swing in person. I'm sure you saw that the first time I zoomed in. The trumpet king of swing in person, but history would treat Louis really well, and basically he's the king of all American music in the eyes of some really respected experts. So hope you enjoyed the 30s, Louis Armstrong. If you know of an earlier one, please let me know. And hope you enjoyed it, and maybe I'll go put on West End Blues now. Thanks a lot for coming by. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.